Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your host, ID Jester, and once again, my goodness gracious, you would think just once I would remember to switch the background, but I guess not. There we go. We're talking about Ask. Wow. Maybe I should start over, but I'm not going to. Akash'Thriya. So she's actually a villain that you can fight against. And in this form, she turns into a hero, and there's history and information about how and why. This is one of those heroes again that's not sure which pack she comes in. Wonder if we can find that out rather quickly. Let's see. No, I don't see an easy way to answer that question, unfortunately. So let's get to it and see what we can do here. To take a look at her characters and her cards, she does come with a variant, which looks pretty decent. And she's got that cosmic thing going on there. Let's look at her card. She comes with 50 hit points. Akash'Thriya. Dormant Essence Power. Put a primordial seed from your hand or trash into the environment trash. Draw a card. So her whole gimmick is about putting cards into the environment deck, and when they come up out of the environment deck, they do things. So when she flips over, destroy an environment card. Until the start of your next turn, reduce damage dealt to and by environment targets by 2. And select an environment target and play until the start of your next turn. That target is irredestructible. Let's look at her variant. Comes with just 40 hit points. Spirit of the Void, Akash'Thriya. Essence Eruption Power. Either draw a card or play a card. Each primordial seed in play deals one target 1 toxic damage. Interesting. Alright. So let's look. She's got, what is that? Looks like for 17 different cards. 2 copies of Accelerate Nature's Order. 1 shot. Play the top 3 cards of the environment deck. When you play a non-target card this way, Akash'Thriya deals herself 1 psychic damage and destroys an environment card. When you play a target this way, that target deals 1 target 3 toxic damage. 2 copies of that. She's got 1 copy of Akash'Thriya, 3 hit points. It's a primordial tree. This card may regain hit points above its maximum hit points. At the start of your turn, each hero may use a power. Whenever a power is used this way, this card deals itself 2 energy damage. At the end of your turn, this card regains 2 hit points, and up to 2 other targets regain 1 hit point each. What a card that is. Wow. Alright, so gives your healing. This card can heal above its maximum. It costs 2 energy, but you can have other heroes use their powers. Wow. Alright, as the Earth turns, 2 copies, ongoing card. Whenever a villain card would be played, Akash'Thriya may deal herself 2 psychic damage. If she takes damage this way, play the top card of the environment deck instead. At the start of your turn, destroy this card. It's a good way to get a lot of environment cards out because, again, her cards go into the environment deck. And getting through that deck to get to her cards would be better than going through the villain. Creeping Mold. 3 copies of this card. 3 hit points. Primordial Seed. When this card is played from the environment deck, it deals 3 targets 2 toxic damage each. When this card is destroyed, either destroy an ongoing or environment card or discard a card. 3 copies of that card. Cultivation. Ongoing at the end of your turn. Discard or play the top card of the environment deck. Power. Shuffle either 1 card or all cards from the environment trash into the environment deck. Discard or play the top card of the environment deck. There you go. So, good way to get all of our cards, cycling them, put them into the environment deck and trying to get them in and out of their decks. 2 copies of Cultivation. 2 copies of Earth Attunement. Ongoing at the end of your turn, Akash'Thriya may deal herself 2 psychic damage. If she takes damage this way, shuffle the environment trash into the environment deck. Power. Play the top card of the environment deck. You may destroy an environment card. 2 copies of that. 3 copies of Healing Pollen. 3 hit points. Primordial Seed. When this card is played from the environment deck, 1 hero regains 4 hit points. When this card is destroyed, draw a card and each hero target regains 1 hit point. And we have Instantaneous Maturation. 1 shot. Akash'Thriya deals herself 2 psychic damage. Search your deck for a Primordial Seed. Put it on top of the environment deck. Shuffle your deck. Play the top card of the environment deck. Either play a card or shuffle the environment trash into the environment deck. 3 copies of that card. 3 copies of Noxious Pod. 3 hit points. Primordial Seed. When this card is played from the environment deck, you may discard any number of cards. Draw as many cards as you discard this way, +1. When this card is destroyed, it first deals up to 3 targets 1 toxic damage each. And there are 3 copies of that card in play, or in her deck. 2 copies of One with the Land. It is an ongoing limited card. Whenever a Primordial Seed is destroyed, you may move it to the environment trash. Whenever a hero target would be dealt damage by an environment card, you may redirect that damage to a Primordial Seed. Super good there. Super helpful. One with the Land. There are 2 copies of that card. 2 copies of Primeval Germation. Ongoing limited card. The first time an environment card enters play each turn, either play or discard the top card of the environment deck. At the end of your turn, you may shuffle a Primordial Seed from the environment trash into the environment deck. Wow. 2 copies of that. Yes. 2 copies of Rapid Growth. 1 shot. Shuffle the environment trash into the environment deck. Discard up to 6 cards from the top of the environment deck. Akash'Thriya deals herself and 1 target X toxic damage, where X is the number of cards discarded this way. So again, you're putting her cards on the bottom of the deck, mostly. So, discarding like 15 or 5 of the 6 cards from the top of the deck is going to get through that environment deck, so you can get to her cards a little bit easier. And that is Rapid Growth. 2 cards of Rapid Growth. 3 cards of Scattered Seeds. It's one shot. Akash'Thriya deals herself up to 4 psychic damage. Draw X cards and discard X cards, where X is the amount of damage Akash'Thriya was dealt herself this turn. Move any number of primordial seeds from your trash to the environment trash. 3 copies of Strangling Root, 3 hit points, primordial seed. When this card is played from the environment deck, select up to 3 targets. Reduce damage dealt by these targets by 2 until the start of your turn. When this card is destroyed, you may destroy 1 environment card or a target with 3 or fewer hit points. 2 copies of Thrashing Brambles. Ongoing limited, increased damage dealt by primordial seeds by 1. Very nice there. Power. Akash'Thriya deals herself and up to X targets 2 melee damage and 2 toxic damage each, where X is the number of primordial seeds in play plus 1. Ooh, nice. 2 copies of that card. 2 copies of Verdant Explosion. One shot. Search your deck and trash for the primordial tree and put it into play. Shuffle your deck. Destroy any number of primordial seeds. The primordial tree regains X hit points, and Akash'Thriya deals herself X toxic damage, where X is the number of cards destroyed this way. There you go. Healing, a little bit of hailing, a little bit of damage, putting her tree into play, which is like one of the best cards. 2 copies of that. And finally, 3 copies of Vitalized Thorns, 3 hit points each, primordial seed. If this card is not played from the environment deck, destroy it. Whenever a non-hero target deals its damage to Akash'Thriya, this card deals that target 1 melee damage. When this card is destroyed, it first deals 1 target 3 projectile damage. Well, you can kind of see what she's all about. Putting her cards into the environment deck, energizing them, and getting a whole bunch of super cool powers. She's constantly dealing damage to herself to get those cards put into the deck. And it's all about manipulating the environment deck. So what environment deck you decide to play with is going to be super important to how well Akash'Thriya plays and how well she will interact with the game. Obviously, if you're playing an extremely hard environment target and you're constantly playing the environment cards over and over again, it can make it a little bit more challenging for you. But it can make it a little more exciting and a little more fun as well. So that's super cool. She's got some really cool interactions with the environment targets and manipulating the environment deck, which again, she could use a little bit and to see how well, she can get rid of some of those bad environment targets, bad environment cards. Put all of her cards into the deck and be able to play those on the environment turn instead of playing nasty, disgusting environment turns can really make the game super interesting and super cool. So Akash'Thriya is going to be a challenging character to try and manipulate and figure out how to get things working, because you got a deck of 15 environment cards that you need to go through. So it's, you're going to need to figure out a way. There are several times that she gets to put her cards on top, but she's all about putting on her little seeds and having those spread throughout. Obviously, getting her big old tree out would be nice. Finding her tree, having her tree grow. And then obviously manipulating when and how the environment comes into play. So that's all really good. I would say she's probably going to be a little bit more on the challenging side. If we go back to the Cash, where are you? There you are. Yeah, complexity of 3. I figured she would be. I don't recall playing her much. Again, I think she came in one of those weird expansions. So we only got a couple characters left from the core. We have the Commodora. We got the Harpy. We got Lifeline, and then we have Luminary, and that's it. So we literally only have 1, 2, 3, 4 more characters to go. Then we're gonna go into all of the extra characters from the Mutants and Masterminds expansion. And then eventually, when that's all completed, we'll get into the Cauldron and the Cauldron expansion. But these ones on the end here, I think they came out in a specific... Trying to remember which pack, and I'll see if I can find the information for next time. But like these last few... Lifeline, Luminary. See, Luminary is Baron Blade, but the good hero form. Lifeline was a villain. Harpy was a villain. La Commodora was a villain, and Akash'Thriya. So all 5 of these were villains, and then they turned into also getting hero cards as well. So I think this, I don't know if this, I don't remember which one it was, which expansion. I don't think it was Oblivion. I've got Oblivion. I just don't know which ones they came in. But I'll try and find that out for next time. But Akash'Thriya is super cool for manipulating the environment targets. Kind of using her powers to supersede what the environment is going to do, and kind of going through the environment deck to try and get all of her cards out is super important and super cool. So that seems like a great thing to try. And like I said, we only have 4 more heroes to do, and then that will be it for the heroes from the enhanced edition of Sentinels and Multiverse. But as you can see, there's still like just as many heroes, if not more, with all of the extra stuff that we have to go through. So I think we're, once we get through these, we'll be about halfway done. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Until then, my friends, you take care of yourselves. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time for La Commodora next time. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.